Good afternoon, viewers, and welcome to Living Well in Retirement. I'm Angie, and today I want to tell you about the several changes that are expected in the UK in April 2025 that could affect us retired individuals. These changes primarily relate to benefits, pensions, and healthcare. Here's a list of the key changes, and I'll also give you ways that we retirees can adjust to them. Let's dive in. Firstly, let's talk about the state pension increase, which is due to rise in April 2025. The exact increase will depend on inflation, earnings growth, and the triple lock mechanism, which guarantees that pensions rise by the highest of earnings, inflation, or 2.5%. The increase may be significant for retirees who rely on the state pension as a main source of income. How to adjust? Well, budgeting. You can adjust your spending to take full advantage of the rise. Consider putting the extra funds into savings or use them to meet rising costs of living. Also, review your pension options. With the increase, it might be a good time to review other pension options like your private pensions if you have them, or additional savings if you have them. There's also going to be an increase in the national minimum wage. So what's changing on that score? Well, the national minimum wage is set to rise by 6% in April 2025. And whilst this change won't directly impact us retirees who aren't working, it could affect those who are working part-time or on a casual basis to supplement their income. So how can you adjust? Well, with part-time work, if you're working part-time, this increase may improve your financial situation. So adjust your working hours accordingly, or consider taking up more shifts if it's viable. Consider additional income, which is if you're not already working part-time, this might be an opportunity to explore options for earning extra income, whether it's through freelance work or small jobs. Thirdly, let's look at voluntary national insurance contributions. There's a deadline, you see, for state pension top-ups. So what's happening to the NI contributions deadline for state pension top-ups? Well, retirees have until April the 5th, 2025 to make voluntary national insurance contributions in order to increase their state pension. Now, this top-up can be particularly useful for those who have gaps in their national insurance record. It would help them, obviously, to get more pension that way if they make these top-up contributions. Do check your national insurance record. It's important to review your NI contributions record to ensure you're eligible for the full state pension. If there are any gaps, consider making voluntary contributions before the deadline. You can speak with a financial advisor, or you can speak with the government department, and a professional at either of these can help you determine whether making these contributions will be beneficial for your retirement planning. Also affected will be in April 25 will be the energy price cap adjustments. And what's changing here? Well, while energy prices have been fluctuating in recent years, the government's price cap for energy bills will likely continue to be adjusted in April 25. Retirement individuals, particularly those on fixed income, may be more sensitive to these changes. Consider improving the energy efficiency of your home to reduce your energy bills. Simple changes like switching to LED bulbs or investing in more energy efficient appliances can help. You might consider switching suppliers. If you haven't already, do shop around for better energy deals. Energy comparison websites can help you find the best offers available. Number 5, let's dive into the tax and savings changes. Changes in the tax-free allowances for savings, investments and pensions may take effect. For example, the personal savings allowance or tax-free ISA limits could change, potentially affecting retirees who rely on savings or investments for income. So what do we need to do? We need to review our savings strategy. So if tax-free allowances have changed, it might be worth adjusting where you keep your savings or exploring more tax-efficient options like ISAs. As I say, your tax advisor in the government department can help you understand how these changes will impact you personally and recommend ways to minimise any extra tax burdens. Then we have got changes coming afoot in healthcare and prescription costs. The cost of prescriptions and some healthcare services could rise in April 25 due to inflation or changes in government policy. This could particularly affect us retirees who need regular prescriptions or medical care. How to adjust. Check for exemptions. Ensure that you are receiving all the benefits available to retirees, such as free prescriptions or reduced costs for healthcare. Keep an eye on any updates regarding the NHS and prescription policies. Some local councils may offer additional support for those on low incomes. Then we have the cost of living and inflation. The cost of living is expected to continue rising in 2025 due to inflation, and retirees who are on fixed incomes may feel the effects of increased prices, particularly in our housing, food and transport. Ways that you could adjust here are downsizing your home. Nobody wants to do that if they don't have to. But if you're finding that your current living arrangements are too expensive or hard to maintain, this is something you might want to look into. Limit unnecessary spending. Do review your monthly spending to identify areas where you can cut back, such as subscriptions, dining out or impulse purchases. And I've got a great monthly budget form that will help you keep on track with those. And a video that I produced has got a free one at the end. So I'll post that somewhere in this video. Now we've got to look at our pension and annuity charges, because what's changing there? Well, the rules around pensions and annuities may be adjusted, particularly with regards to tax rules, contribution limits and retirement options. Retirees may need to adjust their pension plans accordingly. So what do we need to do? We've got to look at our pension withdrawals, because if you're taking money from pension or annuity, it's a good time to review your withdrawal strategy in order to ensure you don't run out of funds too quickly. You might want to diversify your investments. If possible, consider diversifying these investments that you may have to ensure your income does keep pace with inflation and market changes. As I say, if you need advice on this, you might have to go to a financial advisor. But if it's to do with tax, I'm sure someone at your government tax department will be able to help you. So the final thoughts on adjusting to these changes. Well, while some of these changes may initially seem overwhelming, the best way to adjust is through proactive planning and informed decision making. And that's why I'm talking to you today, so that you have a little bit of time in order to prepare. And as I said, do consider speaking with a financial advisor or retirement planner to ensure that you're taking full advantage of any available options, particularly in areas like pension top-ups that we spoke of, tax allowances and part-time work. Making small adjustments in your lifestyle, such as improving energy efficiency or reviewing your savings and healthcare costs, can also have a positive impact on your financial well-being in 2025 and beyond. Well, that's all for you on that today, but do look through all these points that are going to affect us retirees in 2025. And if you've got any questions on these, do place them in the comments and I will answer them for you. Have a lovely afternoon, there is of rest of it. It's moving into evening now, and I'll catch up with you again soon. Goodbye for now.